Coming up in today's MLB recap, Diamondbacks fans got dealt some of the worst news any baseball fan can ever get dealt. Their $210 million man is done for not only 2025, but maybe even 2026. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is playing at, quote, 70% energy, which is weird, but he says it's actually helping him because he kind of needs to tone it down and calm down to really focus, and it's working. Craig Kimbrell is back with the Braves. Kind of. I can't actually believe what we're going to talk about later. He might be done with the Braves after one inning. We saw some crazy web gems from some outfielders. This guy on the A's could be the new best defender in baseball. I'm not joking. And of course, because this is Major League Baseball, we have more ejections after a terrible call in a huge spot. Major League Baseball. Like, if there's someone from MLB watching, please. We got to bring the ABS system to MLB. This is getting bad. It's embarrassing. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. And the best way to support recap, because we do this almost every single day, is leave a like, subscribe, and watch as much as you can. Also, don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets using code Fuzzy. And some of you guys have been cashing it in big time, playing responsibly on Underdog Fantasy. All you have to do is download it to your phone using code Fuzzy. And if you do that, again, with code Fuzzy, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. You get a free pick'em. And if you're brand new to the app, you get a free pick'em. It's a lot of fun. You guys, again, have been cashing it in over there. So unfortunately, before we talk about the games, we have a few health updates across the game of baseball. Shane Bieber, we know that he won a Cy Young back in 2020. He was so close to being back. And if you guys don't remember, he started off 2024 on fire. Then he had to undergo Tommy John. He was so close to being back. He was slated to come back at the end of June, but he felt a ton of soreness in his last rehab start or bullpen session, something like that. Doctors are saying that he needs to be reevaluated because they're worried about that elbow. Come on, man, not Shane Bieber. Corbin Burnes, no. He's also a guy who's won a Cy Young, and it's been confirmed that he needs Tommy John. He's in year one of a 6-year, $210 million contract, and the saddest part is he was looking really good over the last few starts. I mean, he was honestly one of the better pitchers in the National League the last month and a half. I'm so sorry, Diamondbacks fans. Honestly, that's all I can say. My heart goes out to you guys. That's so terrible. Diamondbacks fans are probably like, we're used to it in terms of bad luck when it comes to starting pitching contracts, whether it's Jordan Montgomery, Erod, Madison Bumgarner, Corbin Burnes. They're just getting torched left and right, and I hate that because they're a team that's trying to spend a lot of money, and man, they're getting kicked in the face for it. And then one more thing, Tony Gonsolin, the bad luck won't stop for LA pitchers. Tony Gonsolin's on the shelf again. Now he has a shoulder issue, so he joins Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, and Roki Sasaki. Those guys have been on the IL for a while. Clayton Kershaw has kind of stunk in his return. Landon Knack, he just got optioned to AAA. The LA Dodgers pitching staff is literally being held together by rubber bands and used napkins. I don't get how they have so many wins, but then again, their offense is that good. And I will say, Yamamoto's been very good, and also other guys have had great spot starts here and there. That's why they have so many wins. But yeah, Tony Gonsolin, he's back on the shelf again, joining Snell, Glasnow, Roki, and a bunch of others. Let's start with two New York teams, and then we'll go find some Cali teams like the Dodgers and the Angels. The Angels had a big game against the Mariners, by the way. Mickey Moniak, he rocked one out for the Rockies, and this guy is probably going to be the all-star for the Rockies. Jake Bird, he came in and saved the Rockies from an inevitable implosion. Bases loaded with nobody out. He came in and struck out all three Mets that he faced. He has a sub 1.5 ERA with 45 strikeouts in 36 innings. Pete Alonso, he's been insanely clutch over the last few days. Another RBI base hit, 2 score. His 57 RBIs leads all of Major League Baseball, but not by much because Rafi, he had a big day as well. Mickey, he drove in both runs for the Rockies. Later in the 8th, now the Rockies have their turn with the bases loaded, nobody out. Brett Beatty, he just snagged it off the bat of Ryan McMahon, then he tagged the runner, so that's 2 outs on 1 play. Stanek, he then struck out Doyle, so both teams, they have a bases loaded, nobody out jam, and they allow 0 runs in that inning. Francisco on 1 foot. He has a broken pinky toe. He has a pinch hit 2-run double to win it. Pete, he flew around to score. He's safe. Lindor, he got pinch ran for and he's mobbed in the dugout. Edwin Diaz, he has 14 saves. The Mets, I think, are the second team in baseball. Yeah, the second team in baseball to 40 wins. They're 40-24. We just talked about Rafael Devers having a big game and a few RBIs, but he took on the Yankees, and you guys like Jazz? That's the only question. You guys like Jazz? Because that's a 3-run Jazz jack. Does that sound weird? Anyway, Volpe, he vaporized the baseball as well. It's a 5-run first inning against Walker Buehler. This was kind of some payback because the last time the Yankees faced Walker Buehler, it was the final out of the World Series. Jazz had another RBI, same with Volpe, but Anthony's was a lot more painful. He left the game with an elbow contusion on this hit by a pitch. He did score a run, so he gets a free RBI, and they're saying that he should be okay going forward. Marcelo Meyer, he got the home run stuff going for Boston. That's his first career home run, and then that was followed up by a home run from Paul Goldschmidt with the short porch special. That's his 7th of the season. Devers, he owns The Yankees, he kissed a 2-run home run goodbye for his 15th home run. He's 1 RBI behind Pete Alonso now with 56, but that dreadful start from Walker Buehler made it all pointless. Devin Williams locked in for a 1-2-3 ninth inning for a 7th save. The Yankees, they are 1 game away from 40 wins. And then there's the Red Sox. They just sunk to 30-35 this year. The Dodgers are in St. Louis taking on Sonny Gray and the Redbirds. Sonny Gray, he's up 2 already. Pedro Pages tattooed a 2-run home run. He went way out on the first pitch ambush. Lars Nootbaar, he took offense to a pitch inside and out. He didn't get hit, but he had some words. He basically said a lot of words. I'll sum it up. He said, throw it in the zone. Donovan, he cashed in Lars a few moments later, and check this out. Nolan Arenado, he can still go get it. Don't forget that he's a 10-time Gold Glover and a 6-time Platinum Glove winner. Gray, he grunted his way through 6+ innings with 5 strikeouts, no walks. Like my friend Giraffe Nick Mark says, he's aging like fine wine. He has a 3.3 ERA with 85 strikeouts and 75 innings. Wilson, he is sending us to the next game. We have the Cubs taking on the Tigers. Oh wait, by the way, St. Louis, they're 25-28. The Dodgers are 28-26. So we just hinted at it. We have a heavyweight matchup between 2 juggernaut teams. The Tigers, they have their workhorse on the bump, and Riley Green, he's already showing off the defense. He gave PCA a taste of his own medicine. He steals an extra base hit away, and now we have more PCA and Riley action. Riley actually cut off the Dansby base hit, and Pete, he didn't see the wave. Then he saw it a little bit too late. Then he got held up, so he was a sitting duck at third base. Skubal got the 91-year-old Justin Turner to chase, so it's 0-0 through 5. Just kidding. Gleyber Torres, he lined one to center field, so it's 1-0 Tigers. And the scoreless streak is over for Skubal. Of course, it's the future $300, maybe even $400 million man, Kyle Tucker, King Tuck. We have more nicknames. Torque with another Torque Tater. Torkelson now has 15 home runs on the season. The Tigers are up, but Tarek, he got pulled after 7 2/3 with 6 strikeouts, so he was still really good, but he did leave with a few runners on. Seiya, oh boy, here we go. Kerry's not the best defender. He leapt, and he caught it. Will Vest, he's hyped up. Tarek Skubal, he's even more hyped up in the dugout. Jahmai Jones, he just got called up and bang. That's his 2nd career home run. Will Vest, he converted the 4-out save. He has 10 saves. 42 wins now for the Tigers. This is probably going to go down as one of the best series of the year. I can just tell. These teams, they're really good. We got the Phillies game coming up. They're in Pittsburgh trying to get back on track after getting pantsed by the Blue Jays. Brian Reynolds, he had himself a nice day. There's RBI number 35, and I guess he won at 36. Every time the Phillies would score, Reynolds, he was right there to tie it. That's his 8th home run. It was a line drive to left field. And now it's Henry Davis's turn. Philly went up again, but Henry Davis reset the score with his 2nd home run the last week. What if Henry Davis, the former number 1 overall pick, gets going, and Nicky Gonzalez, he goes crazy? I thought that this was a walk-off home run, but a walk-off sac fly counts the exact same. In the span of the last week and a half, they got back Nicky Gonzalez, Endy Rodriguez, Spencer Horwitz. Those are 3 big adds, and what if Henry Davis keeps on raking? I hate to spoil things, but we have another 5-4 game coming up that ended in a walk-off. The Braves, they are absolutely reeling. Let's see what the heck happened. So Wilmer's up to 48 RBIs, and after Dom Smith added another on a sac fly, Austin Riley, he couldn't get to a baseball, so the bases are juiced for Patrick Bailey, who only had to watch. Spencer Schwellenbach hasn't really been that good lately. It's another run for the Giants. Now, the Braves did get 2 home in the 4th, so we're going to skip to the later innings because Matt Olson, he tied it with a 2-run missile. And now we get to see Craig Kimbrel. He let a few guys get on, but got both of the base runners out. There was a caught stealing. Again, why are we running on Patrick Bailey? Then he picked off Jung Hoo Lee and struck out Wilmer with a sinker. So that was a wild inning. Welcome back to the big leagues, Craig Kimbrel. We have yet another pick off Fitzgerald. He thought that he timed it really well. So free baseball it is, and you gotta be kidding me. The Giants, they were handed a 2nd run on a wild pitch. This time, it ends the game. The Giants are 36-28. The Braves are 27-35. The Braves are 3-12 since May 20th. What in the world is going on in Atlanta? Are they broken beyond repair? One more thing. They just DFA'd Craig Kimbrel. He pitched 1 scoreless inning. And the saddest part is I thought that he was going to get a few more chances and go back to play in front of a Braves crowd. Nope, they just said, hey, thanks for your service. You're done now. He spent the last month grinding it out in the minor leagues. Now, I will say, before you feel too bad, I was kind of hyping it up that I don't feel that bad for Craig Kimbrel because he was throwing 91 to 92 miles an hour and his pitches are not moving all that much anymore. And because he just got called up, even though he only played 1 game, it triggered a $2 million bonus. It was a send-off from the Braves, a thank you, if you will, from the team that he started with. So do I think that they probably should have kept Scott Blewett instead of letting him go and then letting Craig Kimbrel go? Probably, but maybe they bring back Scott Blewett. I don't know. Is this it for Craig Kimbrel? It might be, honestly. Tim Anderson, Craig Kimbrel, a bunch of guys who have been DFA'd this year, Hunter Renfroe, it might be over for a lot of guys who used to be good. You know how we just brought up that the Braves might be broken? Well, Seattle fans, they're asking the exact same question about their squad, which is weird because they were one of the best teams in baseball not too long ago, and for the first few months of the season, you just saw Zach Neto single in 1, and now Travis d'Arnaud, he's making Seattle fans cringe because he went 415 feet on this monster game-tying home run. Seattle starters have been bad the last week. Joe Adell, he did. He lost a glove. J-Rod hit one to his fellow center fielder, and Joe, he's not very good at reads. He misread the jump, too, and then he watched his glove kind of just drop over the fence. That's a free RBI triple for Julio, so the Mariners are back up by 1. Yeah, about that. Taylor Ward, he split the gap to tie off of Bryce Miller, and this was the game. Nolan Schanuel, he's batting .317 with a .440 on base his last 30 games. That is insane. I'm going to tip my cap to J-Rod because he brought the no-fly zone to Anaheim. He took a home run, I think it was a home run, away from Chris Taylor. Kenley Jansen, he locked in. He has 13 saves. The Halos are 29-33. The Mariners have lost 4 games in a row, and I want to mention Trouty, he was held hitless, but he only has 1 strikeout his last 20 at-bats. That's huge. The last game might as well have been relaxing ambient music with cute little animals and waterfalls on the screen for Astros fans because this was a peaceful day of baseball for Astros fans. The Mariners lost again, and the Astros, they took game 1 versus the Guardians. Even though Jose had 2 more base hits, Dubon threw an absolute seed to rob Jose of 2 bases. Hold it, Jose. No, Jose, don't throw it. No. Jose, he tried to throw across his body with Jeremy Pena, the speedster, right in front of him, so Jeremy, he could walk home on the off throw to first base. J-Ram, it's an RBI single for Altuve, a 2-run bloop single for Christian Walker. Yeah, this game's getting out of hand, and look at this play from Jacob Melton. The rookie saved the game with 2 outs, 2 guys on. That would have completely shifted the game. What a catch. Brendan Rodgers and David Fry, they each traded 4 bases. They both drilled out a solo home run. Rodgers, he's now flexing the leather. He helps Josh Hader convert 17 out of 17. The Astros are 35-28, and they're almost 3 games up on the Mariners for first place. The Padres are in Milwaukee, and Brewers fans, they're like elephants. They don't forget anything. They're booing Manny Machado for something that happened years ago. Remember that he cleated or stepped on Jesus Aguilar at first base, so we have a flashback. Manny was a Dodger at this point. I guess it was more of a swipe than a step. Anyway, Luis Ariz, he's in the lineup. I was worried that his knee was going to make him go on the IL, but thankfully he's okay. Poor Chad Patrick, he went 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. He's really trying to hype up the crowd and get them into it and get his teammates rallied, but he's going to take the tough L because Manny, he turned those boos into size. He drilled his 9th of the season, and he really enjoyed it. Robert Suarez came in for an easy 9th inning. The Padres used 5 different guys to get 27 outs. Suarez, he's the first closer in baseball to 20 saves. He's on pace to almost get 50. As the Padres finally get back to 500 on the road, they're 16-16, so that's a nice W. Baltimore is looking for their 7th win in a row, but the A's, they finally locked in after a historically bad stretch, so this could be a fun one, and wait until you see when this catch happened. He had no regard for his own health. There's Dylan Carlson again, this time with a 2-run ding-dong. It's 3-0 now after a sac fly, but remember, the A's, they do not have a lineup issue. They have a pitching issue. Oh, 28 years old and I'm still aging. Lawrence Butler, he doubled in 1, and Jay Willie, we're talking about Jacob Wilson. He should be the unanimous Rookie of the Year because his campaign as a rookie has been insane. He's batting .369 after those 2 more RBIs. He had 3 more base hits. JP Sears, with 2 outs. Mateo, he boomed 1. But Denzel Clark ran it down. Denzel Clark is unreal. With no regard for his own safety, he saves the game quite literally. He has 6 outs above average in 14 games. JP Sears' reaction says it all. Unfortunately, though, on this pitch, Clark could not save his pitcher again. Jackson Holiday with the no-doubt lefty-lefty pimp job. His 8th home run, so it's 4-4. And Dean Kremer, he's just not that very good. Brent Rooker sealed it for the A's with that base knock, and Mason Miller, he came in and decimated Baltimore. 2 strikeouts to strand everyone in the 8th inning. He struck out Adley in the 9th, and then he secured a 5-out save with a 102-mile-per-hour fastball. Mason Miller has 13 saves, and the A's have pieces, man. They have so many good offensive players. They have a great bullpen. It's actually crazy that they lost that many games recently. Some records can be a little bit deceiving. Can we say the same about the White Sox? Not really, but they've been playing some good baseball lately. Come on, Luis. Please keep this up. I don't want to see Luis on the White Sox for the rest of the year. No offense to you White Sox fans. You guys have a good little team building towards the future, but I want to see him on a playoff contender. So it's 1-0 White Sox. Well, it was. Maikel Garcia, he's been a machine this year. He's batting .310 with 7 home runs. Vinny Pasquantino, the Sasquatch, he made it back-to-back. He has 9 home runs. And check this out. That's the first base runner hosed by the rookie Kyle Teel on a low cutter. And look at the jump that Drew Waters got. Kyle Teel has an absolute cannon, and now he's on base. That's his first big league knock. Saved that baseball. There was no damage though in that inning. I can't say the same about this next swing. Mike Tauchman, he started the barrage of scoring. He's batting 317 after that home run. It's 4-2 now on the Luis Robert Jr. 2-run knock, so make it a 3 RBI day for Luis. Teal, I told you guys yesterday, he can move for a catcher. He scores on a wild pitch. The Royals, they made a few blunders that led to a few more runs. Not gonna lie, it's probably their worst played game in a long time. The White Sox have won 2 games in a row. They're 3-1 their last 4 games. The Royals, they're slipping just a little bit. They're 33-31. We have another battle of the sea creatures. We have the Marlins at the Rays. Caminero, that's his 14th double. He got Brandon Lau to third base, and Jonathan Aranda, he got Lowe home. Not Lowe, it's Brandon Lau. There's Josh Lowe. Aranda had 33 RBIs. Now he has 34. Tampa, they're not leaving the infield very often, and Mangum, he did the exact same thing. That's another RBI on an infield base hit. I want a home run, please. Thank you, Agustin Ramirez. That's his 7th home run. Back to Aranda. He was doing the scoring. Now he's actually scoring. He touches home after Matt Theis, the new guy. He drove him home, and a good thing that he did that because Otto Lopez crushed a long home run. So it's 4-3 Marlins on the Otto Lopez tater. Pete Fairbanks, he shut the door. He now has 12 saves as Taylor Walls. He ends it with a nice grab. The Rays, they're 34-29. They're not close to the Yankees, but 5.5 games is a whole lot better than they were 2 weeks ago. The Marlins are 23-38, so their season's done. From the Rays to the Jays, Trevor Larnach went to the second deck for his 10th home run. The Twins went up a few more when momentum shifted all the way to the Blue Jays. Barger bombs are back. Addison Barger's swing is so vicious. He has 7 home runs with a sick 130 OPS plus. By the way, shout out and tip of the cap to that fan for giving up the baseball immediately. He just found a kid and said, here you go, a souvenir. I love seeing that. Bo Bichette. The Jays are now up now. Bo has 22 RBIs and a near 870 OPS his last 30 games. George Springer, I want you guys to guess the distance because this ball was absolutely torched. You guys got it? You guys have an estimate 435 feet. That was a perfect Alejandro Kirk. It seems like he only gets base hits with 2 strikes. Here's another one. And we have another Yikestown moment population umpire. That guy right there, Ryan Jeffers, got screwed by the home plate umpire. That was a ball inch or 2 down, and he got tossed by Jordan Baker. If Jeffers had gotten on, 2 would have scored on this next base hit. Regardless of that Royce Lewis base hit, would have ended 6-5. Jeff Hoffman, he's been nasty lately. He's pitching angry. 3 strikeouts, 14 saves. The Yankees, they've won 2 in a row. The Jays have won 3 in a row. The Rays, they won 4 in a row. So everyone at the top of the AL East is just winning a lot lately. This next game made me so happy. Prime Mike Soroka, he showed up against the Rangers, and it was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, look at these pitches. He was mowing down Rangers hitters with the breaking pitches. He had a slight scare in the 6th, but he popped up Marcus Semien to complete 6 scoreless. He gave up 2 base hits with 7 strikeouts, and he's actually going to get the W against the longtime national Patrick Corbin. Alex, he answered the call. Get it? Because his name is Alex Call. That's his first of the season. Corbin, he did end up going 8, so I want to tip my cap. It's just one of those days for his offense. Kyle Finnegan seals the shutout for his 18 save. I cannot believe that this is a real thing. The Rangers, with that high-powered offense with so many big names, they've been shut out 9 times already. How is that even possible? Well, if you look at their on-base percentages and runners in scoring position, batting average, they're second to last as a team in on-base, and they have a 222 batting average with runners in scoring position. That's why they're 6 games under 500. The Nationals, they're actually a little bit better. They're 30-33. Another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, Underdog Fantasy. Leave a like and subscribe, and enjoy the web gems.
Dominic Smith. The catch.
This one flipped to left field near the line. Bader over. Bader with the slide.
Murphy shoots. Swung on the Dodgers has got it. He'll take his time and throw, and they got him.
Off the fist. Who can get to it? Wow, look at. This is going to be tricky. Barehanded by Bichette and Guerrero.